Hello folks, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to this What to Sow and Grow in August video. I have to start off with an apology because I forgot to do one of these at the start of July. Things were a bit busy at the start of July. It was the start of the school holidays. Robbie broke his ankle. Things were up in the air a bit. We were away for a week's holiday. All sorts of stuff going on, so I didn't manage to get one done. However, I am back with August's. And it's a bit of a funny time of the year because you think, oh, you know, it's getting towards the end of the really good weather. Is there enough time to keep growing stuff? And there is. I think there's loads of time left. If you get stuff going early in August, you'll still have loads of time to get absolutely stacks of stuff grown. And you can probably see with this selection of seeds here that I've got in front of us that I've still got loads of stuff I'm going to be getting sown over the next week or so. I'm going to try and get them out as early as I can in August to give as much time as possible over the next couple of months. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. Where should we start first? Spinach. It's about time to get spinach going again. So spinach is a funny one. You can grow early in the spring or late in the summer. It doesn't like the really hot weather, or else it'll bolt really, really quickly. Unless you pick the leaves like a micro salad kind of thing. You pick the leaves really, really young. The plants will bolt dead quickly. So I've got two different types here. This one here is called mustard spinach, and its name is Komatsuna, if I'm pronouncing that properly. So we'll be getting some of that planted, and that's got a sort of spicy, mustardy sort of taste to it. And another one here called giant winter spinach. And this is a sort of pick and come again one, and hopefully this is going to see us through for months and months and months and months and months, well into the winter months, because it's quite a hardy one. So we've got high hopes for this one. On to the next ones. Might as well keep going with some of the leaves. Again, like the spinach, I've got the sort of Chinese leaves, Chinese cabbages and that are prone to bolting in the really warm weather. So another one we're going to get going this month is Chinese cabbage, and this one's called Wong Bok. Just about at the end of when we want to be sowing it, but again, avoiding that really, really warm weather when it's at the peak growing condition, moving into the cooler months of September and October when it's going to be ready, and hopefully avoid it bolting the same as some of those spinach ones, because we've got mustard spinach there as well. Anyway, on the same theme, I might as well keep going on that front. And we've got lettuce. Lettuce, you know, get lettuce going. You can still loads of time to grow loads of different types of lettuce. And there's some really hardy ones that you can grow into the colder months, but I'll come to them in later videos in this sort of series. There's still time to grow the sort of summer ones at the moment. So we've got a few different varieties here. And the first one here is Laurel Rossa, which is a sort of red coloured leaves one. So I like all the different coloured leaves in a salad. I like going with freckled ones and things like that. So all sorts of different ones. So the Laurel Rossa is a really good one to grow. So we'll get some of them in ASAP. Marvel of the Four Seasons lettuce. That one there's from DT Brown. Not grown that one yet. That packet's still sealed. So we'll give that a shot to see how that goes. No idea what it's going to turn out like. Little Gem, your typical sort of small green hardening up lettuce. I might be pushing my luck with this one a little bit to get them to hard up in time, but I'm banking on us having a good September and stretching that summer out and getting some really decent little gems off that. And this one here that we've used before, DT Brown, salad ball mixed salad leaves, grows in all sorts of different weather and is a great one to get going now. And last but not least, not a lettuce as such, but something else. If you want salads, if you want different things in it, I've mentioned the different coloured leaves and something with a slightly different flavour. This is red veined sorrel. And sorrel, got to be careful with it because it can spread like wildfire, so you need to be careful where you're growing it. But it's got a sort of lemony taste to it, and it's great having that sort of mixed leaves in with the normal sort of plain sort of tasting lettuces. A bit of that in and about it, and it gives a great taste to your salad. Following on from that, I'm going to get some more kale on the grow. Again, some of the Chinese leaves. So this is Chinese kale. It's really, really fast grown this, so I don't think it'll take long to get some decent leaves off it. So again, get it whacked in, give it a few weeks to a month, and there'll be some great pickings off this in the end of the summer, and again into those sort of colder months as we head towards winter. Kohlrabi, I've already got some of the purple ones planted. This is a sort of greeny coloured one. And maybe, I don't know, maybe pushing my luck date-wise with this. It's saying on the packet here, so up until June, and this is the start of August. Nothing to lose, gonna whack in, even if it means picking it a bit smaller than normal. There's empty beds at the plot, might as well get some seeds in there, give them a shot. Again, I'm banking on it being a lot, because if you remember back in sort of April and certainly the first half of May, the weather was rubbish. It was really cold, so there's loads of stuff delayed. So I'm hoping we're going to have a bit of a really good summer into September, right through into sort of October kind of time, and we can stretch out the seasons for some of this stuff as well. Speaking of which, what I've got next, and again, push and go luck, there's just about time, I think, to get some dwarf beans on the go, dwarf French beans. Again, these depend on stretching that summer out, but they're really fast growing. So there might only be a small crop off it, but again, I'm gonna give it a shot. We've got space, might as well use it going into September, and hopefully we'll get some decent beans off that. Touch wood, we'll see. One of our favourites is the snowball turnip. These are really quick to grow, really fast, great. So stick them in now, and again in a month to 6 weeks time, we'll have a crop here off these that'll be getting picked. Quickly running out of seeds. Beetroot, as you know, I'm a big fan of beetroot, grow lots of beetroot. I've got another, you can't see them behind the camera here in the kitchen, but there's another 4 jars of beetroot cooked and pickled this morning to go with the other 12 or something like that in the cupboard that's already there, and I've given away 3 or 4 jars already. So I'm going to replenish the beetroot bed. So there's 2 different types here. This one is, excuse my pronunciation again with this, I'm sure it's Kyogia. So we'll give that a try. That's the stripy one. It grows really, really well. Not tried this one before. This one is cylindria. So it grows sort of, not like carrot shape, but imagine like the length of a carrot in a sort of cylinder. So I think that'd be really good to chop up to put in the jars. But what I might do with some of them, again, with the beetroot, if we're running out of time towards the cold weather, pick them when they're really small and pickle them at about that size. Don't wait for them to get massive and then have to cook them or do whatever with them. Use baby beets, use nice little round small ones, and I'll probably multi-sow them as well, so we can try and get some of those small ones with a bit of luck. What else have we got? Onions. It's about time now. If you want to overwinter onions, is to grow them from seed. Now, most of the time I grow onions from sets. Very, very rarely have I tried it or done it from seed, but I've seen a lot of people talking about these ones. And again, this is a Japanese onion called senchu, and I've heard really good things about these overwintering. So I'm going to do some of them. I'm not going to do loads. I'm maybe going to do about 20 or something like that. So we'll get them sown and we'll overwinter them and we'll see how they work out. So these are going to be a little bit of an experiment, but saying here August, September is the sort of time of year to sow. And then they'll overwinter, and hopefully we'll get an early-ish crop, maybe it's around about June sort of time next year, off those onions, as opposed to the onions that we've got now that we're growing from set. They're probably not going to be ready for about another month or so yet. So we'll see how these go, but I'm looking forward to giving them a try, and it takes ages to grow onions from seed. We've plenty of time, overwinter them, nothing to lose, give them a shot. Next up is radish. So I've got 3 different types of radish here. Radish is dead easy to grow and it goes really, really quickly. The interesting thing about radish is the temperature you grow it in often dictates how hot the radish is. So the warmer it is, the more heat there is in the radish, and the cooler it is, the cooler the radish. So if we sow it now, put it out in another week or 2 once it's grown in the little cell trays to start with, then it'll get some heat, but as the heat starts to tail off, these will have a little bit of a cooler taste to them, as opposed to the ones that we grow and pick right in the middle of summer. So I've got 3 different types here. These are ones you've seen before. This is the black Spanish round one, so we'll go for them. We've not done these ones before, but they look really nice. A little picture on the pack, it looks really nice. These are called Scarlet Globe. Really, really red. They don't seem to have that sort of white tingy bit that the traditional sort of French breakfast ones have, so we'll give that a shot as well. And something a little bit different here, and this is a Japanese radish, and it's called Muli Minowase. Now, my pronunciation on that is probably completely wrong again, but I'm really looking forward to trying these ones. So we're going to get these in, get them going. Like I say, radish grows dead quick. If you're just starting out, or you want something quick, or you want to get a catch crop sort of planted in between other crops that take longer to grow, radish is an absolute brilliant option for it. Anyway, last but not least, we have only 2 packets left, and I'm going to get some more carrots on the go. So this one here is called Red Samurai, and as the name suggests, it's a sort of red coloured carrot. And this one here is one called Autumn King. Autumn King 2 to be precise. So Autumn King is a really, really good one to sow now, because like the name suggests, you'll harvest it in the autumn. So it's a bit more hardy than the normal carrot. So we'll go into the cooler months of sort of October, maybe into November, depending on those temperatures. But the thing I'm going to do with these is I'm going to grow them in the bucket. So you'll have seen some other videos, particularly the potato ones, and I've got the sort of 30-litre buckets, the big round black 30-litre buckets. And I've started growing carrots in them. Now, if it starts to get really cold in the next few months, end of September into October, and who knows what's going to happen these days with temperatures, I can fleece the buckets and I can also move them inside the polytunnel. So I'm very, very lucky to have that sort of indoor growing space. Likewise, if you guys are growing these carrots, if you do them in the buckets, if you do them in containers, if it does start to get really cold, if we do have an early winter, an early frost, you can pick the containers up and move them inside, whether it's under glass in a greenhouse, under cover in a polytunnel, whether it's in your kitchen or anything like that. Rather than lose the crop, you can move them inside and keep them growing until they're ready to pull. Or you can just leave them outside and hope for the best. You can get agricultural fleece. Agricultural fleece is dead cheap. It's really, really cheap for what it is. So if you're growing it in a bed, if you're growing it in a raised bed, just get a length of fleece, put it over the top and protect that crop and extend that growing season as far as you possibly can. Anyway, that's me just about done for today. Hopefully that's maybe given you some ideas about some things to grow, because it's, you know, July and August, it's a bit of an awkward time to get things growing. A lot of people think, oh, we're running out of time, but you know what I say? Just give it a go. Get the seeds in the ground, get them in the cell trays, get them going, get them planted out, give them the best chance they've got, and you never know what's going to happen. Things like the beetroots that I was talking about, it doesn't matter if they don't get massive like the sort of summer beetroots that we've been pulling out the ground recently. If we get the little baby beetroots, just cook them whole, pickle them, roast them in the oven, something like that. There's always something you can do with them. The same with the carrots. You might not get monster, giant, big, long carrots with super duper taproots. You might just get mini ones, but again, they're edible and you've grown them yourselves and it's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, that's enough from me for today. I suppose I should go and do what I'm saying to do and go and get some of these seeds sown. Admittedly, I do have some of them out there in the little mini greenhouse already on the go. They've already been sown this morning. So I'll try and get the rest of them in over the next week or so to give them as long as we possibly can. Anyway, that's all from me today, folks, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.